Hi, I'm Lizzie and welcome to my garden here at the Rose Press. Today I'm going to talk about pricking out again. I'm going to show you a bad example, one that I should have done much earlier, and that is these cornflowers. Now you can see there are so many cornflower seedlings in here. I remember sowing these and it was the end of the pack and I just thought, oh, do you know what, I'm going to chuck a load in, which isn't a problem if I'd have pricked them out a bit earlier, but you can see now they're really tall kind of leaves on here, which means if any of the roots get damaged, it's a little bit dangerous. We're in precarious territory because obviously the roots need to be able to support all of the leafage, technical term not, on top. So what we want to do is we want to split these up. I'm going to put them into their own individual pots, and if they're a success, brilliant, and if they're not, then we can sow some more cornflowers. It's not the end of the world. So unlike the other pricking out we did, we kind of held on to the first seed leaf and we were very delicate. When you get to this point, you can be a little bit more, I guess, tough-handled. And what I would do is put my fingers in between the seedlings like that, turn the pot upside down, and because the roots are holding all of the compost together, there shouldn't be too much that falls out. Then I'm just kind of pushing the pot together to loosen it up, and you can see I'm starting to lift it off. And you can see that the roots are starting to kind of get a little bit root bound. You can start to see where the bottom of the pot was with the indentations where it was going. So definitely need to be potted on or pricked out and kind of, put into their own individual pots. So I'll take the label out there. And normally, again, we would hold it delicately and move it, but I think with this one, I'm just gonna break it in half very gently, and we will start to see where the things are kind of pulling apart. And then you can very, very gently start to put them, and that will go into its own pot. And then this one, because there's no other seedlings on there, I will keep that whole thing intact. And again, in fact, I'm going to chuck that one out and then put that in there, and then put the compost around it. You want to try and get this as central as possible. Give it a good old tap to get rid of some of the air holes, and press it down gently. And you can see one plant in the middle there, ready to grow on in its own individual pot. This will give it so much more nutrients, so much more water, so much more light, so much more airflow, which will really help against any sort of fungal diseases or anything that's going to grow. And I'll put these back into the greenhouse after giving them a really good water to get rid of those air gaps and to kind of rejuvenate the plant, and then we'll pop that into the mini greenhouse. I'll carry on doing the rest. So obviously some of these on here are very, very tiny, like there's some really small ones just here that are hardly worth keeping, so they will go. So again, maybe just kind of breaking it up very loosely, very gently, and you'll kind of naturally, little bits will pull off. So here there's quite a few, I think there's 3 here, so maybe just kind of hold it and you'll kind of start to get them apart. Might need a little bit more gentle breakup of the roots here, and again we're very, very gently pulling it off. And again, you can see that we've now got a really good thing to put into its own individual pot there. And we'll cover that with compost and grow that on. So it's not the end of the world if you don't prick out your seedlings straight away. You obviously just need to be really, really gentle with the roots, very gently tease them apart, try and break the least amount of roots as possible. And like I was saying earlier, there's some here that aren't big enough seedlings versus the others. There's loads in this pot. So I will save the best ones, grow them on, make sure they're nice and healthy, and some of them may just head off into my wildflower patch in the hope that they might survive. I hope you found that helpful. Yeah, it's not the end of the world if you haven't pricked out your seedlings. There's still hope for them. Make sure they're well watered. And I hope you found that helpful. If you've got any questions at all about pricking out seedlings, then do let me know. Thanks.